Hello and welcome to Estuary TV News with me, James Dunn. In the show today, we take a look at remembrance services across North East Lincolnshire. And some of my colleagues join me to talk about some big changes here at Estuary TV News. But first, here's Richard Morris with the news headlines.
Hello, in the headlines today, strike action has continued at Phillips 66, awards for Grimsby GPs and a party held for the elderly in North Lincolnshire draws big visitor numbers. The third day of strike action at the Phillips 66 plant in Immingham continued yesterday. Workers are protesting unsafe working conditions in the factory. Over 100 people attended the meeting yesterday to vote on further strike action. We reached out to the GMB and Unite unions alongside the contracting companies for workers at the plant. They did not respond in time for this broadcast. However, Phillips 66 said to us in a statement, "This morning, despite the repeated offers by the refinery management to meet face-to-face with each company and their staff, the contractors have stayed off work for a third day in unofficial action. The safe and orderly daily operation of the facility is not being impacted by this action." Phillips 66 has been in ongoing dialogue with contractor management over the last 2 weeks to discuss the workers' concerns over on-site communications, and we will continue to work with them to reach a satisfactory conclusion. The workers have cited concerns over safety. Safety is the Humber Refinery's #1 priority. We will continue to operate in a safe manner as we work toward a resolution. The neighbourhood policing team in Hull has been helping local residents with reducing crime in their area. The scheme is run with the NPT and community safety volunteers. During the scheme, 79 addresses were visited and 58 window alarms were fitted, and 26 sheds and garages were also fitted with alarms. Police Constable Claire Mitchell from Park NPT said that events like this are essential in helping communities to protect themselves. It has also allowed us to engage with homeowners and get them to understand the simple steps that can be taken to keep properties secure and protect their valuables. As well as that event, Lincolnshire Police hosted an event to reduce crime in caravans. As holiday parks shut for the winter season, over 10,000 caravans could be put at risk in coastal resorts because of a lack of hiding of valuables. Community Inspector Andy Morris said that they're asking people to remove their valuables and TVs from caravans when they pack up and close for the winter. While it is a message pushed every autumn, Lincolnshire Police say crime against caravan owners still increases during the closed period. A woman has died following a road traffic collision on Station Road in North Kelsey Moor, Market Raisin, on Tuesday. It was reported at 3:40 in the afternoon, and the body of the woman was subsequently recovered from a Land Rover which was found in a ditch. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Lincolnshire Police would like to speak to anyone who has information about this incident. If you saw anything, then please call the Force's Collision Witness Hotline. GPs in Grimsby have been accredited by the Royal College of General Practitioners for delivering the highest quality care to their patients. The award has only been presented to 112 practices across the country in the past 5 years, and 9 of these are in Grimsby. The latest 2 additions are Raj Medical Centre on Laceby Road and the Dr A Sinha and Dr G.D practice based at Cromwell Primary Care Centre and Laceby Village Surgery. The accreditation lasts for 5 years. A North Lincolnshire tenancy organisation has thrown its annual tenants party. Just under 200 people attended the event at Heslem Park Rugby Club in Scunthorpe, which is a dinner dance for elderly people in rented accommodation. The tenancy group, which organises the event, pays for everyone's transport to and from the venue, as well as their food and drink. There's also serious reasoning behind getting people together, as tenancy support manager Helen Wright explained.
Yeah, it's an event that we carry out every year, and it's where we invite our customers who we provide support to. They're all over 55 and they come here to the rugby club to meet with their friends. We get them dancing, we get them singing. The main aim really is to combat social isolation, so we're getting them out, they get to meet new friends. Often the friends they meet here, they then go on and meet elsewhere throughout the year. This is the biggest turnout we've had so far. This is the 4th year we've actually done this, so this is the biggest turnout, and year on year it just seems to grow ever more popular as people tell us exactly what they want to improve, and we change it, and it just gets a better event each year.
That's all from me for now, and we'll be back with more news soon. In the meantime, if you have any news for us, then please contact us on news@estuary.tv. Bye for now.
Thank you, Richard. Now, earlier this week, the headlines were awash with red poppies as people from across the region took a minute to remember the fallen in every conflict since the outbreak of World War I 100 years ago. And if you or your friends and family were at one of the many services in North East Lincolnshire, you may recognise a few of the faces in the footage we're about to show. Young and old gathered to pay their respects, and you could see the raw emotion on people's faces as they remembered those who paid the ultimate price for our freedom. Take a look at these moving scenes from local services.
Around the region, people paid their respects on Armistice Day at the 11th hour. At the Memorial Gate in Cleethorpes, members of the armed forces were joined by dignitaries and local schools to lay their wreaths at the statue of the Bomber Command pilot. At Grimsby's Royal Dock, veterans representing the Royal Naval Patrol Service were joined by the RNLI and ABP personnel to honour those who gave their lives.
We've given the undertaking that we'll maintain the memorial, and I've given the undertaking to Tom that we'll maintain the services as well. So the services will be here for as long as people need. People have an open invitation to come to the memorial at any time.
And it's great that more and more people seem to be turning out to these services every year. There's obviously still a lot of reverence for what these men did even 100 years on. Now, next on the show, Estuary TV News is nearly a year old, and to celebrate, the news is going to be changing dramatically. We'll have more stories, new features, and more significantly, our evening show is going to double in length from 15 minutes to half an hour. And here with me today to talk about the changes, I have reporter Dan Kemp and my boss, news editor and Lincolnshire's most famous rambler, Emma Lingard.
Every time I get on this sofa, you introduce me as Lincolnshire's most famous rambler.
I think it's a fair
I'm sure
title.
there'll be more famous people out there rambling.
Well, anyway, we'll get on with the task at hand, shall we? So, tell me, what have we got happening?
Well, yes, we're a year old on the 26th of November, but from the 24th of November, this particular programme is going to go up to 24 minutes in length. That was part of when we did the bid for local TV. We saw that we're going to grow. So in the Ofcom bid, it actually says 24 minutes. So that will mean a longer news programme in the evening. But the bulletin that goes out in the day, we're going to reduce that to 2 minutes, but be able to explore more things in this evening show instead.
So I think, so the bulletin's going to be a bit more punchier.
Yeah.
And we're going to have some hopefully more detailed stories in the...
Yeah, we are, because we know in this 15 minutes sometimes we can't explore everything that we need to explore. So that 24 minutes will give us a chance to still not only have guests in the studio, but have longer packages. And we're also going to introduce some weekly features as well, which will be quite interesting.
We'll go on to those in a minute, but I mean, I've been there since the beginning.
Yes,
as
you have, yeah.
I mean, we talked about that 24 minutes was part of the bid so that, we can grow, and we knew it would be a challenge. Do you think we're getting there?
Yeah, I mean, when we started, it was just you and I doing the news. And we know how difficult and stressful that is. And we've grown in size. We've obviously got Dan, we've got Richard, we've got Dave. Come the start of the new look, hopefully some old faces will be returning to the sofa. In terms of Hugh is coming back to present the show, so he's kicking
I'm
you
off.
off.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
off.
I'm glad for it. We're gonna get an adult doing the news.
And Erica
Yeah.
is coming back as well. So we'll have another female on the news. So that team is growing in itself, which is great, because obviously as the programme grows, we need more people to be
yeah.
able to go out and get more content. And you know, our broadcast area from sort of like Skegness up to Driffield, it's a huge area. And we physically cannot cover that. We still need our audience out there to send content in.
Yeah, so new look, new team, and obviously the long and short of it is the reason we're doing that is more content,
It is,
more stories,
exactly, yeah.
better news.
For the audience that are asking for it.
But obviously, going back to those features that we were talking about,
Yes.
if we want to do that, then presumably we will need people to cooperate.
We do need people, and we need people to drop us a line, give us a call, because we've got a series of features that we want to do each week. We've already started planning for those, but also stories. In terms of able to do packages, we need people with their stories, original content that we can go and explore really.
That's great. And what sort of features are we talking about then?
Well, one of the things is most people out there see their mayor, but they don't really know what the mayor does. So each week we are going to have the mayor on via a telephone interview, because obviously they're scattered around our area.
So it's not just one mayor, is it? It's not the mayor.
Exactly. It's not just a mayor. And they're going to come on for a minute and tell us what their diary is the following week, because we know when we get the diaries coming in, they go all over the place. They don't just stick in their area. They go and visit other mayors in other regions.
And
So
of course
to
their
talk
job
about
is to
that,
be at the heart of their communities.
it is, because it's about being ambassador, isn't it, for the region. So the mayor will come on and basically give a rundown of what their role is, so people can understand where the mayor's going, what they're doing as well. So that's one of the features.
Yeah, what else?
We hope also that one day a week that somebody from a village, let's say it's the village shopping wherever, we'll give them a call and they'll tell us what's going on in their community. So they can give us the lowdown on what's happening, in their neck of the woods. Vox Pops, what people out there, what issues are making them, shake their heads, get angry about. And on that light, local schools, we want to engage the youngsters with issues, because they're great talking points, what kids think about the world.
Now we've had you sitting there in the corner for a while, Dan. What are you going to be up to?
I have been here all the
It's like
time.
a little pet.
I'm doing a feature called Young at Heart. That's what I've been tasked with, and it's looking at people that are maybe getting on in years, but maybe doing something interesting or unusual to keep themselves active. It could be a sport, it could be a charity event like a skydive or something like that. Just something that's interesting to the viewers and something that's just a little bit different.
So old in years, young in heart, I suppose that sums it up really.
That's
doesn't
exactly
it?
what we're looking for.
And you're looking to get in touch with people like that?
Yeah, we want people to get in touch with us if they've got anything or they've got any relatives that might be interested. We've sent out a few posters to different community centres and libraries. Also, if anyone else has any community centres or libraries that think they can put a poster up, then get in touch and we'll sort that out for them.
And of course, another thing you're going to be doing is upping the sport a bit.
Yes, we're doing 2 minutes of sport every day, which I think is going to go in conjunction with a news bulletin. So we've got a news bulletin presented by one of the presenters for 2 minutes, and then there'll be 2 minutes of sport as well. So hopefully we can expand our sports coverage and get people interested in that, because I know it's a selling point.
Yeah, we'll be seeing your 70s haircut on the screens a lot more.
I'm not sure that exists, James. I don't think we'll be seeing that.
But on a serious note, I mean, Emma, this is all about just extending things. And are you excited about how it's going to go?
Yeah, it is, because you can only build up and grow, and that's what we're doing. And we know from the feedback that we get that people are demanding more things. So the 24 minutes will give the opportunity to do that. And from my viewpoint, that's now going to free me up to programme develop. So I'm going to start looking at documentary strands. I'm going to look at other programmes and within that area of what we can do, because we're getting so many people contacting us. Can you make a documentary about this? And I've got a big list that I need to pursue.
So not only more news, but new programmes as well.
Yes, yeah.
That's brilliant. All right, well, thank you both of you
Thank
for talking to me about that today. Well, that's actually all the time we've got today, but as I say, every day we say this, but in view of what we've just heard, it's more important than ever that you get in touch with any news or about any of the features we've just mentioned. So if you've got something to share, please get in touch on Grimsby 31553 on Twitter or Facebook, or just search for Estuary TV or email us on news@estuary.tv. Hope to hear from you. Bye for now.